Occupational health and safety, workplace transport and vehicles. Workplace transport and vehicles. Imagine a busy factory site with lorries being loaded for dispatch, forklift trucks whizzing around the site, staff arriving for work in cars, visitors and staff walking around the site, and delivery vehicles reversing into dock loading bays. Without controls, there is every likelihood of an accident occurring. Indeed, every year a significant number of people are killed in vehicle accidents at the workplace. The main causes of injury involving workplace transport are people falling off vehicles or being hit or crushed by them. A risk assessment must be carried out to identify the hazards and implement controls to minimise the risk. Such controls may include clearly marking segregated traffic routes, separating pedestrians from vehicles, ideally with physical barriers. Making sure routeways are sufficiently wide for the vehicle. For example, aisles between warehouse racking should be wide enough for a forklift truck to move easily and manoeuvre with loads. Avoidance of obstructions in traffic routes by enforcing good housekeeping. Sufficient lighting, both internally and externally, to enable drivers to identify obstructions, other vehicles and pedestrians. Keeping traffic routes in good repair, so uneven surfaces, holes, etc. do not cause vehicle damage or accidents. Speed limits that are displayed and enforced, as well as signage to alert drivers to other hazards such as low headroom or overhead cables. Designing traffic routes to avoid blind bends, and where visibility is restricted, consider mirrors or implementing a one-way system. One of the most common vehicles used in the workplace is a forklift truck, and they account for many of all workplace transport accidents. Keep vehicles and people apart. Common causes of accidents are driving too fast, unbalanced loads, horseplay. There are many different types of truck depending on the task. It is important the correct vehicle is selected for the appropriate task and that the vehicle is safe to use. As well as regular routine maintenance, there are some basic start of day checks the drivers should make. These include horn, brakes, oil spillages, lights, tyres, seat and seat belts, signs of damage. Whichever vehicle is being driven, the driver, including agency or temporary staff, must be trained and competent. Safe systems of work should be in place to make sure unauthorised staff cannot operate vehicles and there are sufficient brakes to stop drivers becoming overtired. Another frequent cause of accidents is reversing vehicles. Consideration should be given to ensure adequate space for reversing vehicles and restricting access to the reversing area, which should be clearly marked and signed. Visiting drivers should be made aware of the site layout and transport routes. It may be necessary to provide instructions in other languages for foreign drivers and allow for the fact they may have different visibility from left-hand drive vehicles.